All right, hello everyone. So I'm hoping that today the audio is going to be a bit better. I'm using my mic and I've tried to position myself as far away from the street as possible. I'm currently staying at my mom's house. I have one day left in America before I get on my flight back to England, and so I just wanted to hop on here and share something with you guys for the week. So I wanted to start today's little chat talk offering by sharing the tools that I have at home for my own practice, and that I definitely recommend if you are going to be practicing with me from home to just have these things on hand. Some of them are easily accessible, some of them you can substitute with. You don't need to have every single piece. I don't even think I have everything in my collection here with me now, but I have brought my little bag of goods. So I'm going to go through that with you. And just to start off, obviously having a mat. My mat is here. And then also having yoga blocks I think is really useful. I have two. Sometimes having more as well can be useful, especially for things like yin. If you don't have any bolsters, rolled up blankets also work. So let's get into my bag. So a Pilates ball, and this is really great because you can just take the air out and travel with it. It packs down. So I really like using this for multiple purposes. Yes, it's good for Pilates, but you can bring it into yoga. I think yoga doesn't have to be a strict definition of sun salutations and warrior poses. Moving our body and connecting with our muscles, to me that's yoga. So using a ball can definitely help to strengthen and bring awareness to different muscle groups. The next items, let's go with this. Pretty standard, having a strap. I have two. I actually have three. But minimum, I would say having two, or at least one. But if you are starting to work more on your back bends, it can be useful to have two. You can always find something around the house as well to use, like a towel. Now I have my collection of bands. So I actually have a whole little bag just filled up with bands. So this is my bag of bands. I'm going to empty it out. And again, I love these because I can travel with them and they're super easy. So let's start with the TheraBands. So these are different strengths based on their color. So yellow is the easiest. For me, at least my collection, they come in different colors online. Green, red, blue, and then I do have a black one, but it's like the band of death. I never use it. It's so heavy resistance. So yeah, these TheraBands are really great as well. Multi-purpose. You can always tie them into a loop. I think most of you who have done my videos before, you'll see I uploaded a video for rotator cuff strengthening. That's something that I've been working on and off for the last 2 years, and I've found that including regular exercises using the bands just helps my shoulder stability and to prevent any pain from coming on. So these are great for multiple physio exercises. If you've never been to a physiotherapist, I have been in and out of them for the last 20 years, and I always remember all the exercises. And it basically comes down to, if you have a well-balanced movement practice, you're probably going to be well balanced and injury free. But I truly believe if you hone in on one thing and you just do that one thing, you're more prone to injury. And including exercises from Pilates and yoga, and even physio exercises, they're kind of Pilates based. It just really helps with injury prevention. So, TheraBands. Next I have the looped bands. They're also like TheraBands, but these ones are looped, so it's a lot easier to put around your knees. Now, yellow is the easiest. You can get harder colors depending on the brand. You don't need as many as I have. I'm a little obsessed. There's many ways you can use them. You can use it single like this. I think you'll see if you keep practicing with me, but I've used them many different ways. You can use them for triceps. You can use it for bit of pulling. You can use it around your knees, the typical like booty bands. And also you can tie them together, which is quite useful for different things. So I've got those. So the last kind of band I have is one of these. I think you'll see these in the gym. They're a little bit thicker. This is a pretty light one. They're really useful. You see people using them in the gym to help them with pull-ups if they can't quite do a pull-up with their own body weight yet. I don't really have the goal of wanting to do a pull-up, but I am aware that increasing my upper body strength definitely has helped me with my inversion practice, specifically with handstands. So I try to use this for whenever I'm working on upper body, arms, shoulders, stuff like that. Okay, moving on. Sweat towel. Not essential, but as you start to get more fit, your body is more efficient at cooling itself, aka you sweat more. And I will go into a class and I will be dripping like in my eyes, and it stings and it's almost dangerous. Like I have nearly slid on my own sweat. I mean, the mat I have now is pretty grippy, but it's always nice to kind of have a towel, especially as you get into forearm balances, things like pincher, when you have your forearms and you're trying to keep them in parallel. As soon as you load the arms with weight, there's a tendency for the elbows to want to slide out and the fingers to slide together. And so sometimes putting it on like one of these non-grip slip towels or sweat towels can just help prevent from those elbows sliding out. Same with if you're practicing wheel pose and you feel like your hands are going to slide out from underneath of you. Like the last thing we want is a sweat-induced injury in yoga. So sweat towel, pretty easy. And then I've got, and you do not have to get these. I drank the Kool-Aid. I wanted them because they look pretty, and I found them for discount on QVC.com for like half the price of what they're selling them in like in boutique stores and stuff. But I got the Bala bands. Basically any kind of ankle weight or hand weight will do. I quite like these for strapping around my ankles or my wrists and then doing yoga, and also doing drills with them. Especially I've been using them more to strengthen my back bends. However, it's also great for strengthening hip flexors and quads, which is really great for compression, especially as you're starting to work on press up towards handstand, pinch, or headstand. So having these is great. Also for stretching. Sometimes, I think if you took my yin class on this page a few weeks back, we set ourselves up in a back bend and we took the weights overhead, and it just, using the weights just really helps add a little bit extra stretch. And they're not too heavy. The ones I have are 2 pounds each. You can get lighter if you want. You can get 1 pound each, and you can get heavier. It's up to you. So yes, that is my equipment. I also have a few other things not pictured here. I have a foam roller. I try not to travel with that between countries. I have one in the UK, so I'm going to leave my one that I have in America here. But I do like having one, and not just for foam rolling. You can do exercise drills with it as well. I also travel with my set of tennis balls and spiky balls and golf balls. Again, those are for myofascial release, and I really like them for the bottoms of my feet. I get very crampy feet, and so I try to make sure to massage out the bottoms of my feet quite often. So they're actually already packed in my bag, but I travel with a spiky ball, a tennis ball, and a golf ball. Again, pretty small, easy to fit in my luggage. I also have my swim cap and swimming goggles because if you don't know me already, I grew up in the Caribbean. I love the water. I am a Scorpio. I'm a water baby. I love being in the water. I find it very soothing, and I also think swimming laps, if I can find a water source nearby, is just such a great way for me to get cardio, but also work my upper body, because I'm working on upper body strength specifically with the goal in mind of maintaining muscle mass as I get older, and also working towards more control and strength in my inversion practice. So I like swimming for keeping my heart rate up and working at a steady state, as well as strengthening my upper body. I actually have really lazy legs when I swim. They don't do enough work. My arms are really strong when I swim. So yeah, find your choice of cardio, because I think it is useful to keep aware that, you know, sometimes in yoga you are getting an element of cardiovascular workout, depending who your teacher is, what the flow is. But I also think it's super great to have some sort of, especially if you can do it outside, outdoor cardio just for like mental health, and to do an activity that is repetitive like that gets you into that flow state where you can just settle your mind onto the activity, onto the moment, focusing on your form. I really like it. So big ones for me are swimming, and if not that, I do like walking or hiking. I prefer hiking, and I've recently got more back into running. I used to run a lot until I was about 20, 21, and I started putting on weight as I got my calves as a woman, and I just found it really painful to run. And I've noticed that since I've increased my body muscle mass over the last 7 years or so, I've actually evened out a few imbalances in my body, and I am no longer in pain when I run. If anything, it's just that I'm not actually as cardiovascular fit as I used to be. So I'm actually trying to increase my cardio. Anyway, I digress because I am going on a tangent. I also have a TRX. I won't show that, and maybe I'll film something on that one day, but I know that not a lot of you have that kind of equipment at home. It's pretty specialist. However, if you do go to a gym that has a TRX, you can always do that with me there. So I'll probably get towards filming something with that in the future. As you know, if you practice with me, a big element in my classes is developing the strength as well as the flexibility needed for poses in yoga. And it's been a while since I have shared a strength-based practice, so I will be working on one of those soon. For now though, I thought we could go through a mobility flow together. So I am going to do a full body mobility flow. You can use this as a warm-up to a cardio or a gym workout, if that's what you're going to do. But yeah, I'm going to hit pause and then continue.